The truth in court.
We having a breakdown in communication. She owes me 3 days of storage.
When we were leaving, he agreed he was going to let me come back to the house to get the rest of my stuff.
I don't know why this went negative.
I do not like when people come into my courtroom and look me right in my face and lie to me. And that is what you did.
Plaintiff Jennifer Huddock says her former landlord evicted her without notice and is refusing to return her belongings. She's suing for the costs of her personal property. She's accompanied in court by James Barnett. Defendant Trey Jackson says the plaintiff was legally evicted when she didn't follow the rules of the house. He's countersuing for back rent and fees.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Huddock versus Jackson.
Thank you, Barbara. Jennifer Huddock, you are suing the defendant for $3,000 for costs incurred for an illegal eviction.
Right.
And you are countersuing Mr. Jackson for $4,065 for back rent, late fees, storage costs, utilities, and administrative costs?
That's correct.
Okay. We'll start with you, Ms. Huddock. Can you tell me what kind of place it was?
It was a property where they rented all the rooms to different people. Okay, that most of the rooms, there was 4 rooms. Mine was the very bottom. It was a 3-level house. All the rooms were rented to like college kids. Okay, they would throw big
So
parties.
you rented a room in the house.
Right.
And who else lived with you at that time?
With me, my 2 daughters. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old at the time.
Okay, so they lived in the room with you.
Right, and then he was coming and he was staying quite regularly, but he wasn't living there.
And who are you, sir?
I'm her boyfriend.
Okay, Mr. Barnett?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was staying there. I would go there just at night and sleep with, and then go home in the morning. I had my own place.
This is all in one room?
Yeah, it was like a garage-sized room, like a double-car garage-sized room.
So you were living in this room with your 2 daughters. How much were you paying in rent?
I was paying $800 a month.
Did you have a lease agreement with the defendant?
No, never did.
Okay, but at some point, you come to an agreement with him. Not a written lease, but an oral lease.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, everything went fine, and then Trey told me at one time that he was only gonna move in people who were like family-oriented, make it like a family home, people who had kids,
Okay, because you have 2 daughters.
Right.
You're telling me that there was a problem with the other people living in the unit. So you were in a month-to-month, correct?
Right, yeah.
So why didn't you move if you didn't like living there?
I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have any money to move.
We've been living there.
I've been there for a year and a half.
With not one complaint, not one problem.
Not one.
And then
That's key.
Okay, so tell me
what he said.
Tell
We've
me
been living
what's
there.
going on, sir.
When I acquired the property as the new owner in transition, I have a property management company that works under my enterprise. We buy property, and then my property management company manages the property. The former owner placed all these tenants.
Right.
She didn't make good decisions, and I'm gonna give her that, okay, as far as the placement. There were college kids there. It's near a college. So when I came in, she was almost like a hostage situation as far as being able to move around the house with her kids.
Right.
I get that. So when she said, Trey, can you come over and do a pop-up visit and see what I'm going through? I did that. The tenants that was there, that was college kids, they was doing Facebook parties, 100, 200 people would show up, disturbing the whole neighborhood. So I was like,
What is
okay.
a Facebook party?
Facebook party
where
is
they post on Facebook, there's a party at this
whoever
address and everybody
responds
comes
gets
over.
to come.
Okay.
And this is a resident. This is not a hall.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was out of control. I did a pop-up visit. I came in the dining area, which she was not allowed to come in because they took it over.
Yeah.
And I seen things on the table that was very disturbing.
Like what?
Paraphernalia.
Like drug paraphernalia. Okay.
So if I was those kids, her daughter's dad, uncle, brother, I would have lost it.
Okay.
So I stayed professional. I did the process through the courts, got them out.
Okay.
I was championing her 7-year-old, 10-year-old daughter. That's what it was really about.
Yeah.
I don't know why this went negative.
Coming up, Trey calls the couple out in court, but Jennifer fights back.
He was there every night.
And is she not supposed to have overnight guests?
I have rules right here that she signed off.
No, I did not sign anything.
Because you never returned
I have it.
You,
and you didn't give it to me
you
until the
purposely
last
never
month
returned
before
it,
I moved.
because you have
the last month
scandalous
before
intention.
I moved.
And Judge Faith gets real.
Let me tell you something. Don't come in this courtroom and pretend to know anything about me or what I say or don't say.
Plaintiff Jennifer Huddock says her former landlord refused to return her belongings after evicting her illegally. She's suing for the cost of her personal property. Defendant Trey Jackson says if the plaintiff had just followed the house rules, she wouldn't have had a problem. He is countersuing for back rent and fees.
Why did you evict the plaintiff?
Mainly because of him and his presence at the facility.
What happened?
He was there every night from the hours. This is not hearsay. This is what she told me to my face. He comes between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Right.
He's not on the lease.
And is she not supposed to have overnight guests?
No.
I was only allowing
Never
them
was any
to have
rule about
overnight.
it at all.
I have rules right here that she signed off.
No, I did not sign anything.
Because you never returned
I have it.
Because you
And you didn't give it to me until the last month before I moved.
Because you have
The last month
scandalous
before I moved.
intentions. That's why you never returned
Okay,
it.
scandalous
So you
intentions.
didn't
Let's
want-
talk about that.
Her
I'll allow
boyfriend
everyone
staying
in the
overnight.
house one night guest per week.
Wrong.
Okay.
For sanitary reasons, safety reasons. Okay?
And you're saying that
Sanitary
he's staying
reason,
there
never
every
heard
night.
about it.
When I found that out through complaints of the new tenant, who she got into
Were
it
you
with.
staying there every night, sir?
Yeah, well, practically.
Almost.
You know, and like I said, I didn't have nothing. Never took showers there. I had my own place.
Never used the kitchen.
Never used the kitchen.
anything.
Never used. Yeah, didn't have no
Are
clothes
you
or
there
nothing.
every day and you don't use
Didn't
no
do his
amenities?
laundry there.
You didn't take a
Come at. He might have went to the bathroom.
Okay,
yeah.
that's utilities.
Okay. That's
Anyway.
what he's
All
told
right,
me
go
before.
ahead, sir.
That's what he's told me before.
Okay,
That's what
go
he said.
ahead.
Okay, so she, in her mind, her loop-de-doo mind, that's not living there because if he's just using the facilities as restroom, then he's not officially living there.
Okay,
Trey.
so at what point do you get to file for a notice of eviction?
When she was breaking all the rules, I gave her a 3-day covenant.
So you say that the eviction was unlawful, but I have paperwork here from the courts and from the sheriff. I mean, he didn't lock you out. The sheriff came and
locked me
locked you
out.
out.
Okay, yeah.
So the eviction, by law, he can't do that unless you've been given notice and a writ of possession has been issued.
Okay.
So what's your issue? Why do you say it's unlawful?
I don't believe that I was served right. I don't believe that I
you were,
was.
ma'am. You
I
were.
went and okay.
I read the paperwork thoroughly.
Okay.
You went. There was a notice of eviction filed,
Right.
and you were notified.
Right.
You went
he
down
came
to court.
me and told me I could stay. Did you not? Until August 12th.
Ma'am, you
Okay.
got notice that an eviction had been filed.
Right.
You went down to court, and you paid the court
Right.
rent
Right.
in the amount of $800,
Right.
and it was stayed for 30
days, which would have put me out on the 13th.
30
Only 30
days
days.
only.
It would have put me out on the 13th.
You got another notice that the sheriff would come, because this is how the law works.
I never got
and
another notice.
In 5 days, your things
You
will
can
be
act
put
like-
out, and that's what happens when the sheriff comes.
Okay.
The
Okay?
sheriff
The
comes
sheriff
and
gets a
posts it.
court order.
Can I tell you something?
The sheriff does not get an order from the defendant. The sheriff gets an
I
order
get
from
that.
court.
I understand that.
Okay?
I understand that. And he comes to me again and he says he's going to pull it. I believe him.
Did you tell her that you weren't going to evict her?
No, I never told her I was gonna pull
This
this
last
one.
time
No.
when she was actually evicted by the sheriff, did you tell her that you were not going to evict her?
No, I didn't because she put in a stay of execution in May.
Right.
So when she
After
did
that.
that, she let me know that she's a smart girl. She knows how to deal with the law and stop things. So I said, okay, I'll deal with that. You holding up my rent money because you got to pay it to the court. And I had to wait 4 weeks for me to get that check. And she put it in the former owner's name, so I really had to wait. So she knows how to deal with the
So
court.
what happened after the 30 days?
After the 30 days, her rent was due back up, and the 30 days of eviction kicked back in.
Right.
It's her job, not for me to call and say, hey, please hold my rent again by going down to the court. It's her job to go back to the court and say, hey, I need more time to find a
He
job.
came to
Because
me
she
and
went to
told
the
me he was
court, and the
pulling it.
excuse that she gave the judge was, my ankle's broken, Your Honor, I need more time to move out. It
And
wasn't.
that's when the 30-day stay came in.
It
It
came
would
back
put me
in.
out on the 13th of June. Okay? Why would the sheriff come and lock me
Ma'am,
out?
it is not an unlawful eviction.
Okay.
When the sheriff comes,
Oh, I get that
we
part.
already know that the eviction process was started. You went down to court. You had a 30-day stay.
Right, I get
Shortly
that.
after that, the sheriff came and you are evicted.
I get that part.
Okay. What's the next issue?
The next issue is...
You said that he locked you out and didn't let you get your things because
He
you are
still has
allowed
my
by law
property.
by 15 days. You are required by law 15 days to keep a property for 15 days. During that time period, you can come and get your property.
You know
What
this is a-
happened?
this is- You know this is a
Tried-
real judge,
tried-
right? She knows what she's talking about.
Okay,
You know that, right?
Let's play, Trey.
Okay.
Let's pray.
This is not play.
Okay.
So
I
what
tried
happened?
to go get my property. Okay, I went back the very same day that I was locked out, if you remember. Okay, I went back there with him and my daughters and a friend of mine. We all went up there to go get my stuff. He told me I can go in and get whatever I could. I went in. Later, he comes in and he tells me, okay, you got 15 minutes. So it was like, hurry up, hustle, get out, whatever.
Did I give you only 15 minutes? Don't lie.
No,
20 minutes.
I gave you an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
he gave
Anyways.
us about 45 minutes, and then about
No,
then he said,
half of it was
we got
talking.
20 more minutes left. So
Okay, so you had 45 minutes
so
was 20
an
minutes,
hour.
an hour to
An
get
hour.
your things.
Coming up on Judge Faith, a shocking statement stuns the courtroom.
She ran up to me. She said, Trey, my kids are crying.
I was locked out by the sheriff.
That's not my problem. She said, well, we both parents. You should know how it is. I said, the difference between me and you is that, yeah, we both parents, but I would never let my kids be homeless.
Is that not rude?
She turned
That's so
red.
rude.
She ran up to my face, Your Honor, and said, you know what, Trey? You ain't gonna be nothing but an N-word the rest of your life.
No, I did not, Your Honor. Look at me.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
Did you call him that?
Plaintiff Jennifer Huddock says her former landlord refused to return her belongings after evicting her illegally. She's suing for the cost of her personal property. Defendant Trey Jackson says if the plaintiff had just followed the house rules, she wouldn't have had a problem. He is countersuing for back rent and fees.
So up until this point, this is accurate.
Right. When we were leaving, he agreed he was going to let me come back to the house to get the rest of my stuff. Okay? I went back to go to the house up there to go get the rest
What
of the
day
things.
did you go back?
I don't know what day it was.
3 days later. It was on a Friday.
Yeah, it was on a Friday. I think it was on the 10th.
I agree with that.
By the way, what was the real reason for the eviction? All of these problems in addition to, was it non-payment of rent as well?
It was non-payment of rent.
Okay,
and
that
I'm just
was-
gonna leave it there.
Okay, non-payment of rent. When you evict someone lawfully, by law, you have to give them a time to come and get their things within the 15 days.
Yeah, I
So
understand
if
that.
she showed
Still
back
has
up,
it.
if you say there are damages to the property, there are other ways you go about getting
Right.
restitution for
Right.
those damages.
Right.
But if she comes back and you tell her to come back and she's trying to get her things, you can't stop her from going in and then charge her storage for keeping her things there. May I have the list of the property you say was
Yes.
left, and do you have
Okay.
any proof? Do you have
Yes.
any proof that this
I have-
property
I
was
have-
left in
I don't have
your?
proof he has all of my property.
Do you still? Where's the stuff?
Some
not-
of it,
I'm-
Your Honor, I went up there. He told me I can go up there and pick up my stuff on a Friday. I went up there to go get it. I could go up there and get my mattress, is what he told me.
So what happened when she started calling, trying to get her
Yeah.
property?
We having
There's-
a
no,
breakdown in
that's not all of it.
communication. She owes me
It's not a
3
breakdown.
days of storage when she came back. She did not have any payment for that. So I do not have to give her anything if she don't have the 3 days. I just wanted the 3 days minimum.
Do you have any proof that this property was left inside of your
Everything
your
I
unit?
own, he has. I was locked out by the sheriff. I don't know what else kind
You
of
have a
proof I
camera?
need
Do
to
you have a
have.
phone?
She
You got a
wasn't
camera
home
phone?
when they locked her out. It was her daughter that was home, so she has everything was left behind.
Where's the property now?
The property is in storage.
No,
'Cause
half of it might be in storage.
I
Half
want
of it was
her
on the
to
side of
have
the
her
house
stuff
broken.
back. I even brought family pictures that she cried to me about. I brought them with me today because I
Thank
want her
you.
to have those.
Thank you.
Well,
Okay.
you're welcome. From the demon.
So
You're so
here's
good.
here's the deal. So she owes you 3 days of storage, and that's it. Nothing else.
That's it.
So
She
if
didn't
that
have the money
is-
that day.
Sir, listen to what I'm
Okay.
saying.
$30, $10, whatever.
I understand she didn't have the money that day, but she's only required to pay for those days
Yes.
that from the date that she was evicted up until the date that she came and
I agree.
tried to get her things.
agree.
What else do you have?
This is what I have.
What else do you have?
What else I have is the day I denied her to get her stuff when she wouldn't sign the release. She ran up to me. She said, Trey, my kids are crying. They want their toys and you won't let them have them. I said, that's not my problem. She said, well, we both parents. You should know how it is. I said, the difference between me and you is that, yeah, we both parents, but I would never let my kids be homeless. That's the difference. She took 5 seconds.
Right? Is that not rude?
She turned
That's so
red.
rude.
She ran up to my face, Your Honor, and said, you know what, Trey? You ain't gonna be nothing but an N-word the rest of your life. And when I say N-word, it wasn't G-A, it was E-R, like we was in 1951.
Did you call him that?
Look at me. No, I did not, Your Honor. Look at me.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
I can't. I can't. I
No, you
never
can't.
called you that,
You
Trey.
never
I don't
called me
call
that?
anybody that.
After she called me the N-word, she was about 5 inches away from my face, spitting on me and everything. I was
Oh.
sitting in my truck. Then she
In your
goes,
truck. You weren't even in a truck.
then she goes, Your Honor. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was in my car.
Oh.
Then she goes, Your Honor, for the rest of your life, no matter what kind of cars you got, no matter what property you have, you can forever be a big lip N-word.
You
So,
are such.
I was like,
oh my God! If my
I can
girls
take
were
the
here.
N-word
If
because
my
I've been
girls
called
were
worse,
here.
but big lips, that drew the line. I drew the line on that. Sexy lips, maybe, but no. I drew the line on that. And I have a voicemail to prove that she used that word.
Okay, let me hear the voicemail. Because she's saying
hear it.
she doesn't use that word.
She
Let's hear
uses
it.
that word.
Let's hear it.
She does not use it.
I've been trying to get a hold of you. I've been blowing up your phone, and I know you know it, so I don't know why the you continue to ignore me. Could you call me back? Could you please? I would appreciate it, because you lied to me when you told me that you were going to cancel my eviction. You were just trying to get my money out of me, and then you were going to have the police come and knocked me out anyway. What a weasel. Call me back.
A weasel.
No, you're not going to call me back since I've been calling him names. Chief, what does do? Act like you're
Boom.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I apologize then. I did say that then.
No, you thought.
I don't remember saying that.
Let me tell you something.
Wow.
On your phone, there's a red button.
Okay,
It says
I don't
end.
remember saying that.
You should practice pushing the red button.
Okay,
Whatever.
folks, just
Whatever.
listen. Talk to the judge,
I do
please.
not remember saying that, Your Honor.
Well,
You said it 3
sounds
times
just
on that
like
voicemail.
you.
But
Talk to the judge,
obviously
please.
I did, okay? But I do not remember. Do you remember how mad I was?
That's besides the
Okay,
point.
it doesn't matter. Okay.
This is
Ma'am,
a
you
business.
just told
you caused
me.
me to
Okay,
lose
I
money.
apologize.
You just testified before
I did
me
just
that
testify.
you didn't call him the N-word to his face.
That
I
day.
do
said-
not.
That day.
No,
You said
I did
that
not
you
recall.
don't use that word.
That day.
And as a matter of fact, you said you never call
I don't
someone the
call people
N-word.
that word.
And then 5 seconds later, he plays a voicemail. And how many times did you say it? 2, 3 times?
3 times, Your Honor.
Is that
I
what
never-
is that what you refer to black people as
No,
in
it is
general?
not.
Or
No, it
just
is
when
not.
you're upset with them?
No, it is not. Of course you
The
were trying
same
to
black
bring
landlord
that
that
up.
gave you $100 cash 2013.
How many
for
times are you
Christmas.
going to throw that in my face?
Because landlords don't give their
Sir.
tenants $100 cash.
Sir,
The same one that
I want you to
drew,
stop.
him
All right,
I
I
want you to
apologize. I
stop
apologize.
talking
I apologize.
because I do not like
is wrong.
when people come into my courtroom.
Okay, I
look at me-
apologize. I
I'm
do
not
not
finished.
recall.
I do not like when people come into my courtroom and look me right in my face and lie to me. And that is what you did.
I
If
did
you are
not intentionally
continuing,
lie
ma'am,
to you.
ma'am,
Okay.
not only are you demonstrating to me right now that you use the most racist, derogatory, insulting, insensitive words towards black people, but you're demonstrating to me right now you cannot even admit it and tell me the
My
truth.
daughters are mixed.
I don't care if your best friend is black. It doesn't matter. I heard you call him the N-word.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. I cannot stand, because that is the number one thing people say. Oh, I'm not racist. But you know what? I just
My
happen
kids
to...
are biracial. I mean,
I
what?
don't, and so what? So you're not a racist because your kids are biracial?
No, I'm a racist against him. I do not recall saying that.
So he's the
Against him,
N-word,
against his
but no other
character.
black person.
No,
That's your
against his
excuse for that.
character.
I am just amazed that in 2014, people still talk like that and refer to black people as the N-word.
That's how they refer to each other, though.
Yeah. I
Excuse
do
me?
not
That's how they
recall.
refer to each other.
Oh, okay, so I see you're just as ignorant as your little girlfriend. Let me tell you something. Don't come in this courtroom and pretend to know anything about me or what I say or don't say. But let me inform you of something. There are a lot of black people that choose not to use that word because we understand the degrading and historical context from which it stems. It doesn't matter if Jay-Z says it. It doesn't matter if Kanye West says it. Stop making excuses for your own personal choices. And don't play dumb. You know that there's a difference in the context and that word being thrown around in some rap lyrics and when you use it in a hurling and insulting manner. Now, let me tell you why I'm dismissing your case. Because you're going to think that I'm dismissing your case because you're an ignorant racist. But that's not why I'm dismissing your case. I'm dismissing it because you're a liar. You came into court and you lied to me to my face. Judgment in this case is for the defendant in the amount of $4,065, and I'm ordering you to return her property. Judgment for the defendant.
Dispute over who should pay for a damaged horse trailer.
My right rear bumper hit the right front of the trailer. We called Jimmy. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. Can you still use it? We said, yeah. Defendants are lying. Jimmy, are you going to go down that road, really? Are you ready for this?
My question to you guys, why don't you think you owe the $2,000?
And later, these tenants had no idea their former landlady was a wanted woman.
My son ran upstairs and said, Dad, the police got Mom on the ground. They come there, get down, get down, get down. Get down.
They were telling you to get
Yeah,
down?
get down, get down, get down. I guess she using my address. They like, you Italian? I'm like, no, I'm Victoria here, sir.
Were the police looking for you, man?
Plaintiff Jimmy Scruggs says the defendants returned his rental trailer in terrible condition and now refuse to pay for damages. Co-defendants Seth Thomas and Kevin Becker say their insurance already paid the plaintiff, so they don't owe him anything. They are countersuing for defamation of character.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Scruggs versus Becker and Thomas.
Thank you, Barbara. Jimmy Scruggs?
Yes.
You were suing the defendants Kevin Becker and Seth Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
For $3,519 for damage you say they caused to your horse trailer?
Yes, ma'am.
And you all are countersuing for $1,000 for defamation of character?
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll start with you, Mr. Scruggs. What happened here?
One of them called me in regards to a posted ad I have on Craigslist. I rent a horse trailer, and he said he needed it for Friday, and they have an appointment with a vet. They're carrying a donkey. Kevin says, well, it's $35 a day. I said, no, you must be looking at the old ad. If you look at something presently, it's $100 a day.
No, there was only one ad.
There was one ad.
There
for
was one ad.
$35
There's
a day.
only
Okay,
no one
so
rents
go ahead.
trailers.
Defendants are lying, like they've held off on the money all
Okay,
these
here we
times.
go.
You know,
Oh, wow.
it's their nature.
Jimmy, are you going to go down that road, really? Are you ready for this? Here we
Don't
go.
have a problem.
All
Don't
right,
have a
I
problem
can't
with
wait.
it.
Okay, gentlemen.
Can't wait for my turn.
So we own a ranch. We operate a large organic farm where we do produce.
The two
we
of
do,
you?
Yes, we
Yes.
do organic beef. We do organic goats. we make,
What part of Texas?
It's actually called Farmersville. Go
Okay.
figure.
It's an hour outside of Dallas.
Yeah, just a little
Okay.
bit north. We do organic, like I said, organic vegetables, everything. We do homemade soaps out of goat milks. We do everything there.
So you take, and I know you disagree with that price, but let's go on. What
Okay.
happens? You take the trailer.
So we take the truck. I'm sorry, I got to back up. When I left the horse boarding place where we picked it up, I made a wrong turn 5 minutes after being off of there. I had to pull on a country mode
We
to
were
turn
cracking
around.
up laughing about actually our conversation with Jimmy for the last 2 hours.
So I made
There was
that
3 of
turn.
us in the car, and we were cracking up because it was the weirdest experience we'd ever had. So we cracked up and missed our turn.
So I go back and back it back up, and I jackknifed, and my right rear bumper hit the right front of the trailer. Going a half a mile an hour, I was literally backing up. Soon as it hit, Steph, who was out there, said, stop.
Did you take any photos of the damage?
Unfortunately, we did not because it wasn't that bad. We called Jimmy. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. Can you still use it? We said, yeah.
So you all go on after that. You have the conversation with him. You go on and take Jack to the vet.
The vet wanted to do the castration in this trailer because it was really tight. The reason why I didn't bring mine is because there was too much room for Jack to move around in there. When you're doing this, they don't anesthetize him. They don't give him any
All
painkillers.
they do
is tie him
snip
to
it
the side of the
and bleed
wall
him out.
and bleed him out.
So Jack
That's
was
how they-
castorized in my trailer?
Jack was castrated in your
Castrated
trailer. And then I
Y'all
cleaned
did not
it with
ask for
sterile.
that.
Where's Jack the donkey
Jack
at that
passed
point?
away. Jack didn't make it.
How long after the castration did Jack die?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
He died?
I'm sorry that happened to Jack, okay? It's unfortunate.
Coming up, what did these guys do that has Judge Faith calling their bluff?
I'm not going to take your word for it. I want the proof. You don't have it. You don't have it. It doesn't exist to me.
And later, these ladies turn up the crazy in court.
I have went over there and they had the dog
That's why I
locked
picked
in
the
the
house.
garage, okay?
How did they make you kill your dog?
Plaintiff Jimmy Scruggs says the defendants returned his rental trailer in terrible condition and now refuse to pay for damages. Co-defendants Kevin Becker and Seth Thomas say their insurance already paid the plaintiff, so they don't owe him any money. They are countersuing for defamation of character.
Did you take any photos of the damage?
I have photos of the damage,
Was this pre or post accident?
pre.
Okay, what's the next photo?
That is the front. You see all new.
How much did you pay to have the damages
The
repaired?
estimate that their insurance company took from their adjuster was $2,520.66.
Okay, so their insurance company surveyed the damage.
Yes.
So we're here today and you're suing for $2,019.66. You say the remainder of the outstanding balance for the damages to your trailer. You said their insurance company would only pay $500. Your insurance coverage doesn't cover the remaining amount, so that's why we're here today, because we're $2,000. You
Because
say
I
you're
had to
still
pay
out of
it.
pocket for $2,000. Okay, my question to you guys, why don't you think you owe the $2,000?
First of all, we took it back to him. And at the time when we took it back to him, Jimmy goes, oh my God, don't even worry
That's
about
not
it.
my question.
I'll go pound
That's
it out
not
on
my
my
question.
own. We
That's
told
not
him
my
about
question.
Geico and gave him our insurance
My
there.
question is, there are $2,000.
I don't think this is from Geico.
No, there is an estimate from Geico. I want you to answer the question that I'm
Okay.
asking.
Okay.
My question is, why don't you think, because you admit you were in an accident, your insurance company gave this estimate. He didn't go to a mechanic, someone that he knows,
But that's all
someone,
we got.
one of his
That's
friends.
all we got. It's his friend. It's
Listen,
not
listen
okay.
to what I'm saying.
Okay.
over $2,000 in damages to the
Right.
trailer. There's $2,000 that's not covered. Why don't you think you owe that?
Because A, I don't believe that the trailer's worth it. B, the only $2,000 damage I got was an estimate from his friend for $2,000 in labor to print it out.
you
That's
look there-
all I have ever seen.
What is your defamation of character counterclaim about?
In March, we were actually dealing with some of our cattle. My Facebook started going off, just over and over again. Every customer who's ever been to my Facebook page and has bought chicken, soap, beef, whatever, has gotten a response from Jimmy saying,
Do you know that, do your clients and friends know that you guys are criminals, that you steal other people's property, and then you boast about it on Facebook?
so I called
Every one of our
Facebook.
customers at
Not
SD
true.
Ranch,
Do you have any copies of the Facebook post?
we have
Well,
the response from Facebook.
Facebook was really helpful. They
And they
scrubbed the whole entire page, took anything
Deleted
down,
his
deleted
account.
his account.
Do you have any of the Facebook posts you say he posted on your page?
Just my
the statement
statements
from the
back to our customers.
Okay, so
saying
you
that
don't
what he
have
did.
proof. You don't have proof of defamation for court. That's what I need for defamation.
But it
Okay.
says we apologize for Jimmy coming
You
out
have
and
our
saying all
post
those.
where
Sir,
we went online and
sir,
said
It was
that.
back in the
I
28th
don't.
of
Your
March.
posts don't help me. If you want to prove defamation, you have to prove that he made statements that defamed your character.
And he did.
Well,
I'm
that's why I
not.
had to go
I'm
out
not
and
going
put
to
a
take your
response
word
back
for it.
out.
I want the proof, and I want to see the Facebook post. If you don't have it, you don't have it. It doesn't exist to me. All right, based on all of the evidence that I've reviewed in this case, on your counterclaim for defamation of character, that's dismissed, you get 0. On your claim, sir, for $3,519, I find that the defendants do admit that they were in an accident in your trailer and caused damage to your trailer. I do accept the estimate that you gave me from Geico with the estimated damages to the trailer. I also credit the evidence that you gave me that Geico paid $500 towards that damage, and there's an outstanding balance of $2,019.66 due to you. My judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,019.66 in addition to court costs. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Plaintiff LaTanya White says her former tenant trashed her rental property and then skipped out on paying the rent. But defendant Victoria Henderson says she left the house spotless, even after LaTanya forced her to put down her beloved pit bull. She's countersuing for pain and suffering and the cost of her dog. She is accompanied by Kawan Taylor.
Ms. White, you're suing the defendant for $2,600 for rent and damage to your rental property. Ms. Henderson, you claim you paid all the rent, left the house clean, so you don't owe any money. And you have a countersuit for $4,000 for the cost of a dog and pain and suffering.
Correct.
Ms. White, I'll hear from you first. What's going on?
I paid a realtor company to manage my property.
Can you tell me a little bit about your property?
Yeah, it's a nice home. It's a bungalow, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So when I first seen them, I had transferred my mail, and I had to go over there to get the remaining of my mail.
What month was that?
That was around February.
Okay.
Around February. When I came, her husband, Kiwan, had came to the door. When he opened the door, a dog ran out. Now, in the lease, it states no pets. So I didn't say anything to him. I went to the realtor, and when I talked to him, I let him know that, there
were no pets allowed.
Exactly. So he called her husband and spoke with her husband about the pet, that the pet couldn't be there.
She didn't ever tell us we could have had a pet in the house. She came over the house beating on
Wait,
the door.
who are you, sir?
He's
I'm
lying.
Kawan Taylor.
Okay, and you're married to the
Victoria
defendant?
Henderson.
Yes.
We're not married.
Oh, okay. Well, you say yes.
We come
You
along.
say
We've
no,
been
so I'm
together for 16
confused.
We've
That's
been
what
together
they
for
are, they're
16
liars.
years.
I'm sorry?
We've been together since '99. We just never got married. Since
Oh, okay.
1999, a long time.
Okay, well,
I
you
like
might need to get him to put a ring on it. That's all I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
a long time. All
Yeah.
right, but that's none of my
Yeah.
business. All right. So she told you at some point that she didn't want a dog in the house.
Yes, or you
what
have to
happened?
leave. She said, there's no pets allowed on this property, or you have to leave.
Okay, so what decision did you make? Did you keep the dog or did you
I
move?
had to call Humane Society. They put the dog down because it's a pit bull. I don't know why I'm here because if the house was so messed up, she wouldn't have just sued me.
Well, I'll tell you why you're here. She said that you owe for back rent, so let's go over the months and dates that you said that she owes for. So tell me the month and year that you say she owes back rent for.
Okay, she owes for the month of April, the month of February, and the month of...
You sound like you're not sure.
I had my receipts and everything, but had I known that, I would never been able to use my evidence.
I understand what's going on with your evidence, ma'am. I understand that they asked you to submit evidence in this case numerous times, and you did not do so in a timely manner. And you came to court today with all of these receipts and a receipt book. And I'm a judge. I'm not an accountant. It's not my job to go through your receipts and try to figure out what's owed and what's not owed. So it's not my job to do that. So if you don't have the evidence in front of you as you stand at that lectern today, then I can't consider it. All right, let's go to the next item you're suing for. That is damages to the house. Do you have photos of what the house looked like prior to when the defendants moved in and after they moved out?
I have pictures of after when they moved out.
Do you have photos of what the house looked like before they moved in?
No, I don't.
Let me see the photos of after. Can you describe what's in this picture?
This is how they left the house. It was trash everywhere.
Is this what the house looked like when you moved out?
No, you know, I cleaned the whole house. As you can see, that was the cleaning supplies.
Hold on, one at a time.
That was the cleaning supplies that I packed with us. That I packed with us and took with us. When I cleaned their whole house up.
It was a hole in the wall.
Hold on one second. Who took this photo?
I did.
When was it taken?
It was taken the day that they gave me the keys. That's the stove. That's how they left the stove. That's caked up grease from them frying chicken or whatever they was frying. Grease stacked on top of grease and grease. That's how the microwave looked as well.
And did you do this to the stove?
Yes, she did it.
Okay.
How can I
The
do
problem
that?
the problem is you don't have pictures of what the stove looked like before they moved in. They say they didn't do this. It was a used stove, and it looked like that prior to them moving in, and you don't have proof to state otherwise.
Coming up, Judge Faith puts their performance on pause.
Okay, listen, I've heard enough. I've heard enough from everyone. When you come to court, there is order and a process, and you have to abide by the rules, or else I can't consider the evidence.
Plaintiff LaTanya White says her former tenant skipped out on paying the rent. Defendant Victoria Henderson says she left the house spotless and owes the plaintiff nothing. She's countersuing for pain and suffering and the cost of her dog.
Who are you?
I'm LaTonya's husband, Charlie Smith.
In jail the whole
Okay,
time.
step up, sir. What do you have to add to this?
They didn't want to pay the money. They didn't want to move out.
They getting violent
She asked
towards
me when I was evicted.
Okay, what do you mean they got violent
Okay, they
towards
got
you?
violent. I went over there and I was talking to her about keeping the
When we
line.
got put on the ground
keeping
for the police,
line
for them,
up. Can
looking
you
for them.
please be
Hold on,
quiet?
The police was looking for y'all.
Ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The police came over to their
The police
house?
came over because they were called.
What happened when the police came?
Yes, they came there while I was taking out the garbage one morning. They come there, get down, get down,
What
get
are
down.
you talking
Get
about?
down.
We on something
They were telling you to get
Yeah,
out?
get down, get down, get down. I guess she using my address still, because that's how her mail, like she told you she come there getting her mail, so she must have still been using
She's
our
lying.
address. Like, get down, get down, get down. I'm like, what? They like, you LaTanya? I'm like, no, I'm Victoria Henderson. I had to go get my ID for them, show them that I'm Victoria Henderson. Well, call her up. You know, I'm like, well, this is my landlord, you know? So I called her. He went out there, he was like, cause y'all can't, you know, we can't know whatever he called her about. He was like, you will be caught, so you better come in. This is the state police, you can look
She's
it up
lying.
with her name. This is the state police, it's on record somewhere.
Were the police looking for you, ma'am?
Yes.
I had to come up out the basement because the police had her on the ground
What were you
outside.
doing in the basement?
He had to get my
Because
ID.
that's where
So the police
we
weren't never
be
looking
at.
for
We
you?
be in the basement.
You were
a lot.
taking cover in the basement?
Yeah, we take
Yes.
cover in the basement. We be in
Yes.
the basement a lot because we got a TV.
No, we
it's
stay
like
in the
furniture
basement.
down there.
We stay in
had
the basement.
tables,
I got pictures.
chairs, couches, TV, everything down there.
Yes.
So when my son ran upstairs and said, Dad, the police got mom on the ground. I went up there, come upstairs, they had her on the ground. Then that's when I had to go get her ID and let them know that she's
they
Victoria
called
Henderson,
state
steady
police, it's on
LaTanya White.
So that didn't happen. What they're saying did not happen.
No.
Oh, wow.
Eventually, you had them evicted.
I did.
From the home.
I did.
Over a water bill.
No,
Non-compliance
over
of the lease.
non-payment of rent.
Well, it
I got it
sounds
right
like from
here.
what I hear, it was best that the two of you separate anyway, and you move out and find another place to live.
yes,
And where do you
ma'am.
live now?
Yes, I stay on more beautiful home.
How much is your rent that you pay now?
$8.59. Nice home. I like nice things for me and my family.
Why are you suing for the cost of a dog?
Yes, because I had a blue pit. It was $1,000.
Why are they responsible for the cost
Because
of your
they
dog?
made me kill my dog.
She called the main society out there.
How did they make you kill your dog?
Okay, she said that you will have to get out. I don't have no money like that. She like, you have to get out if you don't get rid of the dog. So that's when I called Humane Society.
You owe me. Your Honor, they had the dog locked in the garage, flies all around the garage, so it was booping in there.
Listen, I've heard enough. I've heard enough from everyone. First of all, I'm sorry about your dog and that you had to put the dog down, but that is not her responsibility. She has a choice as the owner and the landlord of the property to decide if she wants tenants to have pets there. And she chose to not allow that in her home. But she's not legally responsible under the law because you made that choice. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why on your counterclaim for the cost of dog and pain and suffering, 0. Now let me get to your lawsuit and your claims. You are suing for back rent and late fees, damages and repairs. When you come into court and you sue, you have the burden of proof. You have to come in and establish to me month and year that they did not pay rent, month and year that they were late to rent. You can't just come in and say, well, I think it was January, I think it was March, I think it was April, but you didn't have your evidence. And I know you're saying, no, let me finish. You did not submit your evidence in a timely manner, so I could not consider that evidence. It's just like it did not exist to me. There is order and a process to the things that we do here, okay? And I understand that may not be the way you do things in your everyday life, but when you come to court, there is order and a process, ma'am, and you have to abide by the rules or else I can't consider the evidence, and you didn't. So for back rent and late fees, you did not meet your burden of proof that they owe you anything, so for that, 0. Damages and repairs. You showed me photos.
No.
You showed me photos.
No, I'm leaving.
It's fine. She can leave. She can leave because it's a part of the problem. Damages and repairs. She brought in photos of what the house looked like after. She has no before photos to show that those damages were caused by you or your husband while you lived there in the apartment. So on that claim, 0 as well. So on your counterclaim, 0. The plaintiff's case is dismissed in its entirety. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Their 10-year friendship ended on a sour note when she refused to pay his band for a performance.
I went back looking for him. I did not see him. Mr. Isaac knew on that particular night in cleaning that place, my cell phone had been lost for over 1 week.
About that.
It is amazing to me how many people, when they owe somebody money, they lose their phone.
And later, Judge Faith makes this defendant face the facts about his decision to drink and drive.
All of a sudden I hear a crash, like pow, like that, you know? And then I hear my car alarm, like, that's my car.
By the time a person is stopped and arrested for a DUI, it's not the first time they've been driving under the influence, it's the first time they've been caught.
Plaintiff Fitzroy Isaac says his former friend contracted with his band to play at her event, but now she refuses to pay. He's suing for breach of contract. Defendant Carol Leggett says Isaac agreed to be paid based on ticket sales, but a bad thunderstorm ruined the weekend event, so she doesn't owe him anything. She's countersuing for defamation of character.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this is Isaac versus Leggett.
Thank you, Barbara. Mr. Fitzroy Isaac, you are suing the defendant, Carol Leggett, for $2,500 for breach of contract.
Yes.
You say your band performed at an event and she was under a contractual obligation to pay you and didn't? And Ms. Leggett, you are countersuing for $1,000 for defamation of character?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we will start with you now, Mr. Isaac. Tell me what happened.
Well, I've known the defendant in the 90s because I graduated from Berklee College of Music with a degree in commercial arranging and composition. And I have a 10-piece band, professional band, and we perform throughout the New England area. We do a lot of non-profit organization, and we play with a lot of different private entities to corporations. Ms. Leggett, the defendant, contacted me to do a show for her, which she called the Calypso Tent.
What is a Calypso tent?
Back in Trinidad, it comes from the Caribbean. A Calypso tent is like, it's a carnival situation, and then there is a lot of artists, the cultural people get together, and they compose these songs, and they have an audience, and it will be like either political commentary, and they sing these songs composition, which creates an environment for the community.
Okay, so you're the head of the group?
I am.
What's the name of the band?
Colors with a K, K-O-L-O-R-S.
So do you enter into a written contract with the defendant?
I have a written contract that she signed.
Okay, may I have a copy of that, please?
This is my copy, but I think you have it. This is the contract.
I'd like to see your copy. And you do admit that you entered into a written contract? This is your signature? You want to take a look at it? That's your signature, Ms. Leggett?
Yes, this is my signature,
Okay,
Your Honor. If I may explain.
Give me 1 second. I want to understand something about this. So you entered into this written contract, and you agree, according to this contract, to perform on July 5th from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., and the payment is $2,500.
Yes, with a deposit of $750, which was, it's written there too.
So you never got paid a single dollar for performing at the event?
From that time, from the 5th to as of today, I haven't got a cent. And then she was very
So why haven't you
disrespectful.
paid him anything based on the contract I see here?
Your Honor, there is a verbal contract.
No,
when I met
you're saying after this agreement?
Before.
No.
I met with Mr. Isaac with one of our associates. We were at the venue. Mr. Isaac knew we had no monies as a nonprofit organization. He knew that he was coming on board to assist because he liked the idea of this.
No.
Mr. Isaac has played for me for the
her.
Grenadier ball that we have had. Mr. Isaac, 10 years, hence the reason he chose to work with me on this verbal agreement, ticket sales.
What was the purported verbal agreement you say you entered into with the plaintiff?
Ticket sales. The event is based on income derived from ticket sales.
And so what was the verbal agreement?
$2,500. We are working with ticket sales. On July 4th, the Hurricane Arthur came through. The governor shut everything down for July 4th. The event that we proposed on the 5th, we had 60 patrons compared to 300 patrons.
Okay, what does that have to do with paying him and the band?
What it has to do is that we don't have the money. The DJs that were there came to me and said, Ms. Leggett, we see what has happened here. You don't have to pay us. There is no
I don't
funds.
care about what the DJ said to you. I'm asking about the band.
The fact is we don't have the money. He agreed to do it on ticket sales for the venue because we had at least 300 people.
Do you have any proof? Do you have any proof of this oral agreement you say you entered into with the plaintiff, which he wholeheartedly denies?
It's just verbal.
Coming up, Judge Faith lays down a lesson in fairness.
Musicians, oftentimes, especially locally, they go and they perform. These people don't make a lot of money. So when they go and it's time for them to perform and you promise to pay them, they want to be paid.
And later, a shocking revelation leaves the courtroom stunned.
When you come into court and you tell me, oh, I only had a couple of beers, alcoholics can't just have a couple of beers.
Plaintiff Fitzroy Isaac says his former friend contracted with his band to play at her event, but now she refuses to pay. He's suing for breach of contract. Defendant Carol Leggett says Isaac agreed to be paid based on ticket sales, but a bad thunderstorm ruined the weekend event, so she doesn't owe him anything. She's countersuing for defamation of character.
So here's the portion of the contract that you signed, correct? You read it.
Correct.
You understood what it said, right?
Correct.
Colors, the name of the band, shall be paid $2,500. Shall, not might, not maybe, not depending upon the ticket sales. The contract says shall. Next in the contract, it says the terms and conditions as follows. Check all that apply. They perform at the date and time. They did that, correct?
Yes, they did.
They have access to the venue for setup. That happened, right?
Correct.
There was adequate power outlets. That happened, correct? parking, changing room, dinner, refreshments, all of that happened, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so my question to you is, because what you want me to do is look at this contract that you signed and you read and you understood, that the plaintiff signed, read, and understood, and you want me to disregard that completely and go off of just your word that there was another separate, complete oral agreement that he completely denies. And I'm not going to do that. I go by what's in writing. So this is on Sunday morning. He texts you, Carol, you told me to wait, and you left without you telling me what's up. What's your response to that?
Your Honor, what happened was I said to Mr. Isaac, exact words, let me go tally up and see what we have. I will be back to you in a minute.
So did you get back to him in a minute?
I went back looking for him. In his words, he said to me, I was not here because we were moving the instruments. I did not see him. They were back and forth moving the instruments. Mr. Isaac knew exactly where I was staying. The hotel, I said to him, we're staying right here at the hotel, which is right next.
Ma'am, so let me ask you, ma'am,
The next morning, 1 second, Your Honor,
ma'am,
please.
when is the next time, when did you contact him
Mr. Isaac knew on that particular night in cleaning that place, my cell phone had been lost for a total
I
of
don't
1
know
week.
anything about that.
1 week.
Okay, so
When
let's
I
just stop
finally-
right there. Let's stop right there, because my question to you was, okay, so you didn't see him.
I had no number for him.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but I want you to hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
You say you lost your phone. I'm saying there's evidence here that other people were able to get in contact with you with that same phone number that week, because it looks like you just skipped out and didn't pay them. That's what it looks like based on the text messages that I'm reading.
That's not what I did. We've worked together for many years, and this is not my character.
$2,500. Well, you haven't paid him a dime. And
He refused to
performed for
take
5
partial
hours.
payment.
Because he doesn't have to. He has a contract that says you owe him $2,500. Whenever there is a written contract, and this is a clear written contract, there is no ambiguity here. Everything that he's supposed to do in order to get $2,500, he did it.
Thank you.
Now, if there is, you say that there is an oral agreement, here's the law. If there is a written contract, the only way that written contract can be changed or amended is in writing. You cannot use an oral agreement as proof that the written contract is valid. It absolutely does not hold up under the law.
Thank you, Lord.
And I will say this, it is amazing to me how many people, when they owe somebody money, they lose their phone. All of a sudden, you can't get in contact with them for an entire week. No one can get, you say you've known him, you worked with him for many years. Surely someone had his phone number where you could contact him and tell him. And your response, I look at 20 different times and ways he or a member of his band tried to text you, tried to reach out to you, tried to ask you about money, and your response, when he says, no, I want to tell you what your response is, because you say there was another agreement. Your response to his text message, when you finally decide to respond a week later, I think you had your phone, you say, text after text from the defendant and other members of his band, ma'am, you owe us $2,500. We're just trying to collect payment. I'm in a spot here because I have to pay my band members. They're asking me for money. Musicians, oftentimes, especially locally, they go and they perform. These people don't make a lot of money. So when they go and it's time for them to perform and you promise to pay them, they want to be paid. He booked this event and he told these members of the band that they would get paid. It's not just him, it's other members of the band on the line.
And I'm out to $1,000, Your Honor.
So all of these messages, because it's not fair to people who work and they show up and they do what they're supposed to do. They need to get paid.
Your Honor.
So your response to his entire week of trying to reach out to you, begging, pleading, trying to find you is, your first response is, so sorry, just received my phone. It was misplaced Saturday night. Just returned. Oh my God, I'm going to call you in a few minutes. This had me very sick to my stomach. My apologies to everyone. You don't say, what are you talking about? I don't owe you $2,500. You don't say, what are you talking about? We had an agreement based on ticket sales. You say, my apologies, so sorry. What is your counterclaim about $1,000 for defamation of character?
Because he's walking around telling anyone that he would that would listen to him that I owe him money.
You do owe him money.
And it's the derogatory manner in which he's saying it.
Okay, so you do owe him money. So he spoke the truth. You owe him money.
Truth shall set you free.
On your counterclaim for $1,000 for defamation, that's dismissed. Judgment in this case, $2,500. You need to pay the band exactly what you said and you promised you would pay them under the contract. $2,500, and you're also going to pay the plaintiff's court costs. Have a good day.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.
Plaintiffs Brenda and Justin Aggregados say their car was damaged in a hit and run by the defendant. They are suing for the cost of repair. But the defendant, Sang Savanarad, claims that his friend was driving that night, so he doesn't owe the plaintiffs anything.
Brenda Aggregado, you and your son, Justin Aggregado, are suing the defendant, Sang Savanarad?
Yes, ma'am.
For $2,798 damages to your car. You say the defendant is responsible for a hit and run and damaging your vehicle?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Why don't we start with you, Justin? Tell me what happened.
Around 2:30, I'm about to go to sleep. All of a sudden, I hear a crash, like pow, like that, you know? And then I hear my car alarm, like, that's my car.
This is 2:30 in the morning?
It's 2:30 in the morning, like, that's my car. So I look outside, because my window is, like, street side, I can see it. So I look out, and I see a defendant's car, like, jammed against my parked car, you know? So
you didn't know him at the time.
I didn't know.
But you just saw a car and
yeah,
you came to learn
I saw
eventually that it was the defendant's car?
Yeah.
Okay, and so what do you see when you look outside?
So I saw the defendant's car just jammed into my car. You know, I have pictures here. And then I see a defendant reversing, and he rips off his front bumper with his license plate.
You say you have pictures of the bumper?
Oh, yeah.
There was a bumper left behind at the scene.
Coming up, Judge Faith gives some sobering truth to the defendant.
Are you still drinking?
Sometimes.
I mean, I'm a little stunned right now because I was a prosecutor and I prosecuted DUIs. And if your case ever came across my desk, you would never have a license again.
Plaintiffs Brenda and Justin Aggregados say their car was damaged in a hit and run by the defendant. They are suing for the cost of repair. But the defendant, Sang Savanarad, claims that his friend was driving that night, so he doesn't owe the plaintiffs anything.
So what is this a photo of?
Right, so the tire is mine, and you see the defendant's bumper wedged underneath my tire. So he was going pretty fast, I'm assuming, for it to go underneath there. And
what kind of car do you have?
I have a 95 Camry.
Okay, next photo, please.
And that's the bumper.
Wow, the entire bumper.
It ripped clean off. I was looking for my window, backed up, boom. I'm like, wow, really? Yeah. Well, there it is. With his license plate.
So the license plate is still, we've redacted the license plate number, but that's the license plate still on the bumper?
Yeah, that's his license plate.
Okay, and you were able to use that license plate number, and what'd you do with it?
The police officers took the bumper back to the station as evidence for our case, and they still have it.
Sir, tell me what happened.
What happens that night, me and my friend went out.
You said you were not driving your car?
Driving, yes.
Who was driving your car?
My friend.
Why was he driving your car?
Because I was working that day and was tired. I don't feel like driving. So
do you have a valid driver's license?
No, I don't.
Why?
I would have DUI. And,
you had a DUI conviction?
Yes.
When?
2013. I'm sorry, 2010.
Was that your first DUI conviction?
No, it's my fourth.
Oh, it was your fourth DUI conviction?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm a little stunned right now because I was a prosecutor and I prosecuted DUIs. And if your case ever came across my desk, you would never have a license again. You understand? Yes. 4 DUI convictions. Let me explain something to you about DUIs. By the time a person is stopped and arrested for a DUI, it's not the first time they've been driving under the influence, it's the first time they've been caught, generally. Are you still drinking?
Sometime.
Have you tried to get help?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
why are you still driving?
I'm not driving anymore. I don't drive my car when I go out.
How many of these are felony convictions?
Just one.
I know whenever you get sentenced and you have to do these DUI programs, they're only for a few months at a time, but if you really want help, you've got to commit to the process. You've got to commit to a program. You've got to keep going, because when you come into court and you tell me, oh, I only had a couple of beers, alcoholics can't just have a couple of beers. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You leave court today, you really need to do some soul searching. You're not making good choices, and you gotta get some help. You gotta stick with it. You have to find a program and get some help. And if we can help you do that, if you want help through this court, if we can help you find a program, we are certainly willing to do that, but you have to do it. Because what if there had been a person standing in the street that night? I mean, you hit a car. What if you had hit a person? You're suing for $2,798, and that's based on an estimate that you provided to the court for damages to your car.
Yeah.
And I actually looked up the Blue Book value of your vehicle. It's a 1995 Toyota Camry, right? That's correct. And even in very good condition, the Blue Book value of the car is $2,222. Good condition, it's $2,151. In fair condition, it's $1,751. So to be fair, I'm going to award you, and I'm going to order the defendant to pay you the good condition value of the car, which is $2,151. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck, sir.